What is up? What is cracking, collective? It's your girl Ash, aka Goddess Goals, in the building. I'm busy back, babies. And that's on point blank, period. Here to give a cut and dry message, here to tell a story, here to give a word. Remember that this message, this story, this word may not resonate with you at all. But if you like, yo, Ash, that was me in the past, I can resonate with you because, man, that happened to me too in the past. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you like, yo, Ash, that's me right now, I'm going through that right now, make sure you hit the like button, right? And this message and this story and this word is about somebody that is like, I'm wondering if somebody else felt the way that I feel or have felt the way that I've felt.
Mind power.
And the things that this person has been through, maybe they don't talk about, but they feel it, right? Or have you ever seen something happen to somebody and you like, man, I understand you because I feel it? Have you ever seen somebody go through something and you just simply like, man, even though that didn't happen to me, I can feel it? Or have you ever watched somebody cry and you like, look, man, I understand your pain because I can feel it? Have you ever even heard something that just disturbed you, disturbed your mind? I'm hearing disturbia, right? And you just could simply feel it. Or these feelings just, it's like, man, I can simply feel it. And it hurts so bad. And it hurts so bad, so bad. Right? And I feel like whoever I'm talking to, y'all may even feel like, man, nobody will understand.
Mind power.
Or you have just accepted that, like, look, man, nobody understands. Can you feel it? Right? Nobody understands, or nobody will understand, right? Some of y'all have been so strong and just like, look, I can't even cry about it. I can't get mad about it. I can't complain about it because nobody understands and nobody will feel it. And maybe you are the person that you can see some outside energies and you're like, look, man, I understand and I feel you because I've been there and I experienced that, so I feel you. But for yourself, you're just like, I just chunk up the deuces because I already know ain't nobody gonna feel it. Ain't nobody gonna understand it.
Mind power.
I'm just gonna have to pick up the pieces. Even if it hurts so bad. Can you feel it? And it's like nobody else can feel it. Have you ever been through something in your life and you just accept the fact that, all right, it's just a lose-lose, or man, I lost, right? Or you just feel like, man, they gonna say I chose what I chose, I picked who I picked, and I played the game how I wanted to play the game, and you know what I'm saying? So that was my fault and I just gotta feel it. This may have been in a romantic setting, right? In a romantic experience. Or this could have been in a work setting, in a work experience. Even if what you experienced hurt you so bad. But you deep down know, like, ain't nobody gonna care about what hurt you so bad.
Mind power.
Or maybe sometimes you look at the world like, man, the world don't care about what hurt you so bad. They want you to get over it. They want you to be done with it. They want you to sweep it under the rug and like, look, man, we don't care what you feel. So those that I'm talking to, y'all might just express the way that y'all feel through other means. You might write books. You might write statuses. You might write quotes. You might write songs. You might write poetry. Whatever you do, just so you can feel it. And maybe that's the only way how you can just simply feel it.
MPE, mind power.
And it hurts so bad. And it hurts so bad, so bad. So those that I'm talking to, have y'all ever, waited on somebody or something to pick up the pieces? Have you ever experienced that in your life where you just had waited on somebody to just pick up the pieces? You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody that shattered you, right, into pieces, and you just waited for somebody to simply pick up the pieces. Maybe you love this person or whatever it was, or you love this thing, and you like, look, I done invested in this thing, and I'm waiting on you to pick up the pieces. Or you see what you did to me, you see how you broke me, you see how you broke me down, but can you know what I'm saying, say sorry and pick up the pieces? And you never got I'm sorry to pick up the pieces, and all you get is I know it hurts so bad, but I can't feel it. So it's your job to simply pick up the pieces. I want to say those that had to pick up the pieces for themselves, had to rebuild themselves, had to pick themselves back up. I am so proud of you.
Mind power.
I am so proud of you, because maybe sometimes you won't get that. Man, I'm so proud of you for picking yourself up. I'm so proud of you for, you know what I'm saying, getting out of the situation, or overcoming a situation, or putting all the glasses back together, putting all the pieces of you back together. And even if you're not in one piece together, at least you are some part of the pieces that are put together. And though you will never be whole again, sometimes you will never be whole again. You will never be HOLE, whole again, but you simply got out of that hole again, that HOLE again. And those that I'm talking to, maybe it took a lot in you just to get up out that hole again.
MPE, mind power.
Maybe some of y'all have been through a lot, like back to back to back a lot, or maybe it's one person that did something to you a lot, back to back a lot, and you just had to pick yourself up and like, look, I gotta get a hold of me again. I gotta get a hold of me again. And sometimes maybe, you know what I'm saying, you have to hug yourself. Maybe sometimes you have to rock yourself to sleep. Have you ever had to rock yourself to sleep? Like, man, can you feel it? I can't feel nobody else's warmth. I can't feel nobody else hugging me, so I gotta hug myself to sleep. Have you ever one day just woke up and realized, like, man, I never thought that things would end like this, man. I never thought that I would be like this, man. I never thought that, I would have to pick up the pieces of me like this, or I never thought that it would end like this. And it hurts so bad, and it hurts so bad. So sometimes you just realize that you gotta rock yourself to sleep so bad.
MPE, mind power.
Or maybe have you had to leave a situation or get out of a situation, and you like, look, man, I gotta leave, I gotta go, I gotta get out of this situation, because can you feel it? Can you feel that it's not meant for you anymore? Can you feel it? Can you feel that you're not whole anymore? Can you feel that you are going deeper and deeper and deeper in a HOLE again, a hole again? Like, man, I can't continue to go in this hole again. And even if I don't know what's outside of this hole, it's better than keep on digging a hole that I've been digging up again and again.
MPE, mind power.
And it hurts so bad, and it hurts so bad, so bad. So what you do, you climb and 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 you climb to get out of this hole by yourself again. And you have nobody to help you up out of this hole again, because you like, look, man, I'm taking a risk to get out of this hole again. I'm taking a risk to get up out of here again. I just gotta do it for myself again. And then maybe it was no light in that hole again, but the light that you would look up and see, like, man, every time I can look up and see this light, I know that I can start digging again. Have you ever been so down in the dumps, but you know what I'm saying? Every time the light rises, every time the sun rises, you like, man, all right, I can start digging again. I can simply start digging again.
Never thought that things would end like this. Was almost gonna give up 'cause I've been waiting for you to pick up the pieces, but you left everywhere with me.
MPE, mind power.
And it hurts so bad, so bad. So when you have to pick yourself up, right? I'm talking to those that have to pick their selves up, right? They got to get their selves out of this HOLE, out of this hole, so they can be WHOLE, whole again. You learn that, man. Ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. You just another woman, right? You just another man that this has happened to, so ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. Ain't nobody gonna know or feel it. So maybe you become numb.
MPE, mind power.
To the pieces, to the broken pieces. You become numb to a lot of things. You just become numb. Have you ever been beaten down so bad that you just simply become so numb? Have you ever been put in a predicament so bad or talked about so bad, like, man, it's just so numb. I'm just so numb. Like, you're just so numb because you just know ain't nobody gonna feel it. Have you ever been treated so numb by the person that you love so much? And that affects you, and you just like, you know, I just gotta be numb. Because don't nobody care. Like, if this person that loves me so much and they don't care that I'm hurt, they don't care that they've hurt me, they don't care that I'm hurting, like, my hurt doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, your hurt doesn't matter. You hurt, it doesn't matter. What I did to you, it doesn't matter. How you feel, it doesn't matter. None of that, it don't matter. You just gotta feel it. You gotta take it in. It's like you gotta take in punches and punches and punches and just take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take the pain. Just take it all in. Just take it and take it and take it. Because won't nobody care anyway. Or have you learned that don't nobody care anyway? It's up to you to pick up the pieces. And maybe that's what y'all learned in life. Like, even though it hurts me so bad, I still gotta pick up the pieces. And you might look at the person that is hurting you and you just like, man, can you feel it? Can you feel? What do you feel when you hurt me? What do you feel? How do you feel? Do you feel good? Does hurting me make you feel good? Have you ever experienced that? You know what I'm saying? And you can be on the flip side, right? And maybe you hurt somebody and maybe you have to ask yourself, like, man, do I feel that? Do I feel myself when I'm hurting this person? Or how do I feel when I'm hurting this person? Do you feel bad when you hurt somebody? Does it eat you up when you hurt somebody? Or you just be like, hey, they deserve it, and I'll leave them to pick up the pieces. And sometimes that's just how the circle goes, or how the cycle goes, or sometimes we believe that's the way that love goes. That's the way that love goes, right?
MPE, mind power.
That even if love sometimes knocks us down, we gotta pick ourselves up and can you feel it? Pick up ourselves from what we can feel. And sometimes people just want to stump on us, right? Stump on us and continue to stump on us and continue to stump on us and beat us down until we can feel it. Or maybe they stump on us and they stump on us and they beat on us because they feel like we can't feel it. Like, oh man, that's not good enough. Oh man, I didn't hurt you enough. Oh man, I didn't bruise you enough. Oh man, you not in pain enough. Oh man, you want to fight me back because you think that you tough enough.
MPE.
So they keep
mind
on
power.
doing it and breaking more pieces and pieces and pieces and pieces of you. And even though it hurts so bad, but they still want to know, can you feel it? They want to know, can you feel it? And sometimes we take it and we take it and we take it and we take it all in until we have a mental or a physical or emotional death. You know what I'm saying? That time when we have that physical and mental and emotional death, like, man, I can't feel anything anymore. It's like when you begin to get in touch with your higher self, like, man, I just can't feel anything anymore. Now, this can go in a positive way or this can go in a negative way, right? But we're going to try to think of a positive way, right? Where we can't feel it anymore. Where nothing that they say, nothing that they do, nothing that they touch affects you anymore. That nothing that they do can affect you anymore.
MPE, mind power.
And maybe after they hurt you so bad, you look at yourself in the mirror, right? Like, can you feel it? Can you feel it now? After they did what they did to you now, can you feel it now? Maybe after they talked about you now, can you feel it now? Or maybe sometimes you go in the bathroom and cry to yourself in the mirror like, man, can I feel it now? Or am I still going to forgive them now? Like, oh man, forgive them, Father, because they not know what they do. You still are saying, oh, forgive them, Father, because they not know what they do, even if you feel it. Or you have repeatedly said, oh man, Father, they do not know what they do. So you continue to feel it.
MPE, mind power.
And it hurts so bad, and it hurts so bad, so bad. you know, sometimes we learn that people stay in our life because it's an opportunity for them to stay in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people stay because of the opportunity that we bring into their lives. Like, man, I'm sorry for hurting you, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta keep this opportunity in my life, even though I hurt you, but I still want the opportunity to stay in your life because, you know what I'm saying? You are a part of the opportunity that I need in my life. And the opportunity that you just simply have in life with this person is not equal. It's something that's unequal about it. Something about inequality. Or maybe you just feel like, man, it's always gonna be inequality. And it hurts so bad. And it hurts so bad, so bad. But can they feel it? Probably not. So you just suck it up like, alright, they'll never feel it. They'll never understand this inequality. They'll never understand the inequalities that I feel. So I just gotta chunk up the deuces and chunk it up. Because they don't care about no inequalities. They don't care about how you feel. They just simply making plans on how you feel. Or they're simply making plays on how you feel. Like, yeah, I just gotta simply play on how you feel.
MPE, mind power.
And it hurts so bad. And it hurts so bad, so bad. Even if you were a valued person in this person's life, or even if you brought value to this person's life, right? You realize that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it's not that much of a value that they actually have for you. Maybe you was never of value, or maybe you have let somebody devalue you so much, you're like, man, I don't even know if I am of value. Like, what value? I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying, cry about it. I'm not finna whine about it. I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying, play like I'm a victim about it, because they have taught me I don't have no value. My words don't have no value. My thoughts don't have no value. My feelings don't have no value. And what hurts me so bad is not a value. And I know this is not always like a peaches and cream message, but this is a real message.
MPE, mind power.
It's a real message simply because it's women out here, right? It's men out here that have been abused mentally, physically, emotionally, all these, and they feel like what they've been through doesn't matter, and people don't care anyway. All that, it don't matter anyway. They feel like they hurt don't matter anyway, so they just gotta stay strong anyway. They always gotta be strong anyway, even though they are breaking down inside. Like, man, I just gotta be strong anyway. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna feel it. But I wish they could feel it. And maybe you never thought that things would end like this.
MPE,
And maybe you
mind
never
power.
thought that you would have to simply pick up your own pieces. Maybe at one point in time in your life, you thought that, all right, the person that broke me could fix me. Okay, you feel it? But not one time did they ever fix you. You realize that you had to dig yourself up out of that hole, right? You had to make it, and you had to climb out of that hole by yourself. maybe you felt worthless climbing out of that hole, or maybe when you got up out of that hole, you just felt worthless. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, I'm dusty, I'm dirty, I'm smelly, I'm all these things, but I've climbed up out of that hole. So imagine you seeing somebody climb up out of a hole, and all you do is look at them weirdly. Like, man, you just climbed up out of that hole. You just got up out of that hole. It was just insects all in that hole. It was gunky stuff and nasty stuff all in that hole. You was at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, and you got up out of that hole.
EMPE,
And you
mind
gotta
power.
watch people look at you. Get out of that hole. And don't nobody help you out of the hole. Don't nobody ask if you okay after you got out of that hole. They just walk past you weirdly, oddly, whisper as you climb out of the hole. And you hold your head down in shame, because they can't feel it. They don't understand what it took to get out of that hole. If you know what it took, do you know how strong that person was that just had to climb up out of that hole? Do you know what that person just went through? They had to climb up out of that hole. Do you know how strong they had to be to get up out of that hole?
EMPE, mind power.
And they still hold their head down because it hurts so bad. Because it hurts so bad, so bad. Because it hurts so bad. Because they ashamed of what they went through in that hole. They are ashamed of what they allowed themselves to become in that hole. They are ashamed of what they allowed someone else to do to them in that hole. And they might just be ashamed that they had to climb out the hole anyway. And you know, they climbed out of that hole with whatever they could get, whatever they had.
EMPE, mind power.
It's kind of like a paper that gets wet, right? And you grab the paper and you just trying to save everything that you can save so it don't get wet. Like, man, I gotta save this. Or this is a part of me. I gotta save the parts of me that's not destroyed yet. Like, man, most of me is destroyed. Most of me got wet, but I'm just trying to save what was parts of me that ain't wet yet, that ain't destroyed yet. Parts of me that, you know, that can still be healed yet. And you know, when a paper gets wet, it takes time for the paper to dry. Like, man, all right, I gotta allow this section to dry. I gotta allow that section to dry. I gotta allow that section to dry. But still, at the same time, you will always know that
EMPE,
the paper will never be the same. You'll never be the same. And it hurts so bad. And it hurts so bad, so bad. You will never be straight again. It will always be some wrinkles again. It will always be some indentions again. It will always be, you know what I'm saying, some messed up ink again. It will always be something, a part of you that got wet that's not going to be the same again. And sometimes we just make the best of whatever was wet. Sometimes we just make the best of whatever that we got left. And sometimes making the best out of it is just being grateful for what we have left. Sometimes it's us just accepting that we will be imperfectly perfect forever. So being straight
Mind power.
may not be what is meant for all of us to see. And maybe just being a little wrinkly, a little bumpy, a little imperfect, a little faded. A little messed up. It's solitude to you. Like, man, I ain't perfect. Like, man, what I do is not perfect. Who I am is not perfect. What I've been through ain't perfect. My house is not perfect. My body ain't perfect. My mind sometimes ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I made it out of that hole imperfect. But at least I got out of that hole, and you know what I'm saying? I got out of that hole just so I can become whole. And my wholeness is not perfect, but it's peaceful to me. It's a piece of me. So I'm okay with not being wholly perfect. But I'm grateful for digging myself up out of that hole. And I know that it hurts so bad, so bad. And I know that everybody ain't gonna be able to feel it.
Was always gonna give up 'cause I've been waiting for you to pick up the pieces that you left everywhere leaving.
MPE. Mind power.
And it's okay if everybody can't feel it. And sometimes we just gotta accept that everybody ain't gonna be able to feel it. But you know what you felt, you know what you've been through, you know what you made it through, you know what you have overcame, you know what you have triumphed through, and know that you are always triumphant. Know that you are still triumphant.
MPE. Mind power.
Even if what you've been through has hurt you so bad. So the feeling that you may feel is like a warrior. I am a warrior. I am a warrior. And I am triumphant. Through the mud, through the dirt, through it all, I am still a warrior. And I don't care if you feel it, but I feel it. And that is my message. That is my story. And that is my word. And I hope y'all got some type of value out of this. And I'll be busy back, baby. Don't be afraid to pick up your pieces, even if it hurts so bad. Even if it hurts so bad, so bad.